Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over all the NBA games for Friday, April 23rd, 2021. I'm going to show you a couple highlights for each game, both sides, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these games, you have to join my Patreon. Picture always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into today's games. We're looking at the Heat versus the Hawks, Celtics versus the Nets, Cavs versus Hornets, Clippers versus Rockets, Wizards and the Thunder, Nuggets, Warriors, Grizzlies versus the Blazers. So seven games on the board. I have what I call my daily numbers on this side, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side, I have what I call my game numbers. Away team up top, head to head in the middle, home team at the bods. Alright, so Heat versus the Hawks. We have 32 date numerology on the Gregorian. The Heat, they could get their 32nd win for the season. If they were to do that, that means Hawks would get their, or excuse me, they would sit on 32 wins for the season, so it'd be like a 32-32. Hawks, they can get their 28th loss for the season in their 28th home game. Heat would sit on 28 losses for the season. It's the third and last game between these two teams. Tied coming in series 1-1. So one of these teams are going to go 1-2 or 2-1. If the Hawks lose, they would get their 12th home loss for the season as they become 1-2 head to head against the Heat, like 12. And the thing that's going to save the Hawks to win this game, I think, and 421. I think it'd be the Heat, 60th game of the season. Hawks, 60th game of the season. Hawks can get their 33rd win for the season. 33 sums to 60. So I think that would be something that would be in favor for the Hawks for sure. 1711 is the 58th triangular number. I'm not seeing any direct connections to 58 on the daily number side. But 30th away. Heat, they could sit on 14 road wins. They play tomorrow. Today with 14 date numerology. Tomorrow with 15. Maybe they get their 15th road win. They become 15-15 tomorrow in their game. That's what I have for right now. Let's keep it going. Celtics, Nets. Same thing for the Nets, or excuse me, the Celtics. If they were to win this game, I would attribute to the 60th game of the season for the Celtics, the 60th game for the Nets. Celtics would get their 33rd win for the season, 33 sums to 60. Celtics would get their 14th away win, 14 date numerology on the Gregorian. Nets would get their 21st loss for the season as they fall 2-1 head to head against the Celtics, like 21. The number 21, I believe, sums to 39. Maybe. Let's look. Yep. So Nets could become 39-21. The number 21 sums to 39. With the loss, they would become 2-1 head to head against the Celtics, like 21. On the flip side, though, today is the 113th day on the Gregorian, the 30th prime. Celtics, this is their 30th away game. The Nets can sweep the Celtics 3-0 head to head against for the season, like 30. The Nets would get their 40th win for this season. 40 sums to 30. And it also sums to 24. Nets would also get their 24th home win as they get their 40th win for the season. The Nets could sit on 131 regular season head-to-head losses against the Celtics with the win, which is the 32nd prime number. Celtics would sit on 32 wins with the loss, 32 date numerology on the Gregorian, 48 date numerology, 48 sums to 133. Nets would also sit on 133 regular season, or excuse me, 133 all-time head-to-head losses against the Celtics with the win. Cavs and the Hornets. It's the 115th all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Hornets coach, he can sit on 115 losses regular season as a coach for the Hornets with the win. Hornets would sit on 30 losses for the season with the win. 113th day on the Gregorian, the 30th prime number. That number goes against the Hornets though, because the Cavs could sweep the Hornets 3-0, like 30 head-to-head for the season. With the Cavs win, it's the Cavs' 31st away game. Could be a reason why Hornets get their 31st loss for the season. Cavs coach, he can get his 112th regular season win. Today's the 11th day of the second month on the Hebrew religious, like 112. So you'd sit on 43, a 14th prime number, 14 date numerology. 14 actually sums to 112 as well. 14 sums to 112. I just don't really see anything for the 22. Or the 29. Hornets coach, he could get his 136th regular season loss as a coach for his career. Hebrew calendar has 136 days left on the Hebrew civil side. And 46. I have to keep looking at this one. It's only just a couple things here that are catching my eye. Nothing amazing. Clippers and Rockets. 217th all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams. It's the 217th day of the Hebrew civil year. Doesn't really give us anything. Actually, I never even wrote that in. 217. 272, 92, 88, 41. Nothing jumps. 40, 20. Rockets. You know, I wonder if it would be an upset depending on who's playing. I would think people are playing for Clippers. I know they sit starters and stuff, but Rockets could, I suppose, get their 131st all-time head-to-head win against the Clippers. The 32nd prime number. Gregorian has 32 date numerology on the Gregorian. I said that twice. All right. When the Clippers play again? On the 26th. Okay. I was going to say, if they playing tomorrow and I missed it, they could become 42-20 tomorrow. 2-4-4. Some weird combo or something. But they play on the 26th. Next. The 26th is the 44th day on the Hebrew religious. If Clippers win this game, they'd get their 43rd win and this game, and then it would set them up to potentially get their 44th on the 44th day of the Hebrew. 43, just because today has 14-date numerology. 43, the 14th prime number. 171 is the 18th triangular. I don't know a direct connection for that. 87, 130. 30th away game. 30th home game. 113th day of the Gregorian, the 30th prime. It is the 23rd of April. Rockets could get their 23rd home loss in their 30th home game. What would be the 16? Nothing jumping out. I know 103 is the 27th prime. 68 date numerology on the Gregorian. Rockets could get their 124th regular season head-to-head win against Clippers. 68 sums to 124. So you got this 32 and the 68. That would be in favor for the Rockets. 131 and the 124. But you have this also, this Clippers 43, which could help them in their next game on the 26th, which would be the 44th day. Could set them up for that 44th win. And today has 14-date numerology, 43 to the 14th prime. That's potential there. Maybe look for something with a 1644. I don't know. Nothing's popping out, but I don't want to make this video too long. Wizards Thunder. Nothing really jumps out at me on this one. Just a few things to note, though. It is the 41st day on the Hebrew religious, 13th prime number. Thunder could get their 13th loss in a row. And with that said, Wizards would get their 7th win in a row if that were to happen. 13, 7, 13, 7, 137, the 33rd prime. Wizards would sit on 33 losses with a win. Today with 48 date numerology, 48 sums to 137. Wizards would get their 26th win. The number 26 sums to 48. 48 sums to 137. But Wizards could get their 34th loss instead. And it is the 139th regular season head-to-head matchup, the 34th prime number. Wizards would sit on 11 wins for the road with a loss, as Thunder evens the score 1-1 head-to-head against. And 59, 60, 36. I think that's it. That's what I was thinking. So it's the 26, 34. I do like the 26 and the 7 and the 13. But that 34 kind of throws me off a little bit with the 139. 34th prime. 151, the 36 prime. I don't see no 36s. 82. 10. I guess, I suppose Thunder can get their 21st win for the season as they end their 12-game losing streak. 12 and 21 reflections of each other. I don't know, maybe there's something there. Let's keep it going. Well, and then Thunder would be 10 and 20, like a 12 at home. 10, 20, 1, 2. In their 12-game losing streak, get their 21st win. 1-2, 1-2, 2-1. Nuggets and Warriors, 113th day on the Gregorian, the 30th prime. Warriors can become 30-30 for a season record with the win. Nuggets would get their 21st loss as the Warriors up the series 2-1 head-to-head against the Nuggets for the season with the win. And the Warriors coach, he would get his 367th regular season win, 367. 73rd prime number, 73, the 21st prime number. But there is a 100-date numerology on the Hebrew Civil. Nuggets could get their 100th all-time head-to-head win against the Warriors. Nuggets could also get their 98th regular season head-to-head win against the Warriors. The reason why it's in purple is because, oh, here's a 151. 151st all-time. Ooh, that doesn't look good because there's a 34 on here. 151, get their 34th loss. Oof. Maybe. I'll have to go back and look at that. But the 98, Nuggets get their 98. Today is the 41st day on the Hebrew Religious. 41. 49, excuse me. 41. 41 sums to 98. Also sums to 118. It's the 11th day of the 8th month on the Hebrew Civil, like 118. But yeah, Nuggets can get their 98th. And with the Nuggets, they can also become 2-1 head-to-head against the Warriors, like 21. 21 sums to 39. Nuggets would get their 39th win for the season as they become 2-1 head-to-head against the Warriors, like 21. So there's something here for the Nuggets too. At first glance, I like that 30-30, but there's that 39, 2-1. Just as easily. And then you got the 100 here and the 98 here. So I can go either way just as easily. In the last game, Grizzlies, Blazers. 68 date numerology on the Gregorian, 32 date numerology on the Gregorian. Grizzlies coach playing as or coaching his 131st regular season game, the 32nd prime number. He could get a 68th loss to go with it. Grizzlies would become 29-29 for a season record in their 29th away game with the loss. But Blazers, they could sit on 32 wins with the loss. 32 date numerology, 131st game, the 32nd prime. And if that were to happen, Grizzlies would get their 41st regular season head-to-head win against the Grizzlies. 41 date numerology on the Hebrew Religious. 113th day of the Gregorian, which is the 30th prime, and Grizzlies would get their 30th win for the season. Something I thought of, Grizzlies could get their 13th road loss. 41 is the 13th prime number. Instead of getting their 41st right head-to-head here. It is the 98th all time. 41 sums to 98. We just gotta figure out if Blazers gonna get that 33. Why would Blazers get that 33? When do they play next? Why do they get that 33? On the 25th. Oh, Memphis and yeah, that's right. They play back to back. Then they go on the road to Indiana, and then they go and play Memphis for the third time. So the 25th. 25th has 16 date numerology. 16 sums to 33. Blazers can come into that game with 33 wins, and or Blazers can lose this game and then get their 33rd win on the game here on the 25th with 16 date numerology. So that can go either way, actually. However, if Blazers win this game, they sit on 14 home losses today with 14 date numerology, but their next game is on a day with which is the 43rd day on the Hebrew, which is the 14th prime. So maybe they just sit there until this next game. So keep that in mind. These guys are playing back to back to back almost. Alright, well, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.